Damn, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. Let's see what's on the gram. Damn, he brought pizza for all the reporters? Nice, okay. Whoa. Polynesia? This looks dope. Oh my god. Bro, what? He went to Morocco? Are you serious? Switzerland? Ain't no way they went paragliding. Oh my god, that looks so cool. Bro, don't even tell me that's the Duomo. Is that Florence? And he used my caption. Oh my, I was gonna use Eurostepin because it's like, I gotta post. I gotta get up and do something. Are we serious? How is everyone doing cool stuff? Stop. We need to talk about social media and not just where everyone's going, all the cool places they're going, and all the cool stuff people are doing. I mean, we need to talk about social media and how it affects tourism, how they are correlated, all right? I have an argument, but to provide a little bit of context, a little bit of foundation for this argument, I'm gonna talk first about Jonathan Kohler and his reading in 1990, The Semiotics of Tourism. He talked about how the goal of tourism is to raise social status, gain freedom, and play the role of shopper. Let me tell you, this was in 1990, and this was before social media was ever a thing, okay? There was no Instagram, there was no Twitter. He argued that markers are created and markers drive demand to go and see the real thing. I want to take this a step further and focus more on contemporary times and how tourism reflects the social validation needs of today's society. I argue that in my generation, markers create the demand to post the real thing, to show everyone else that they have been there, it is certified. On top of that, I argue that if you weren't able to post the places you've been, everyone's motivation to actually go to these places would drastically reduce. Take a comment like this, for example, would Dylan go abroad if there was no Instagram? That had 20 likes. Because why would we go to cool places if we couldn't tell everyone we went to the cool places, right? Why would I go to the Ponte Vecchio Bridge if I couldn't post it? Or on this cool rooftop in Florence? On these social platforms, everyone wants to show everyone else that they're doing the coolest stuff and that their life is great and perfect on that stuff. But guess what? All these social media posts are often very deceptive. I would know first because I do the same thing, right? You have to take a ton of pictures, different angles. Whole time the trip wasn't even that fun. It's just all a facade. When you go on these social media sites when you're bored, guess what? Everyone is posting the coolest stuff that they've literally ever done. And you're scrolling and you're seeing all these cool places and you're like, whoa, this is so cool. I'm literally doing nothing. I have to have a cool Instagram. Take this comment. Last post was February 10th, by the way. The comment's making a joke how he went abroad and started posting a ton when he never posts. So to summarize and wrap it all in a neat little bow, I argue that social media has created a youth generation driven to tourism as a means of achieving social validation. And the motive for travel is based more on being able to post the site rather than just simply seeing it for yourself. And markers, they're not creating the demand to see the real thing, like Jonathan Kohler once said. They're creating the demand now to post the real thing. But what is an argument with no evidence? What is a gun with no ammo? It is nothing. So let's get to the evidence. We can start with the Tourist Gaze 3.0. This was created in 2011 by John Urry and Jonas Larson, and this is one of the most important tourism sociology books. The key concept that it defines is the tourist gaze, the idea that people travel to see places that they already know through images, right? So these are the markers coming into effect that drive tourism. This is perfect for Florence because Florence is one of the most photographed heritage cities in the world, and this makes a lot of sense when you walk around Florence. In my personal experience, you see people taking pictures in front of all the big monuments, stuff like that. This is because tourists arrive with pre-constructed visual expectations. So they go to a city like Florence, not discovering the city, but going to these markers, right? Going to these monuments to recreate images that they have already consumed online. This is because tourist demand is partially driven by what is visible online, right? So in the effect of social media influencer involvement on tourist travel intentions, this is a study in 2023, they found that social media influencers increase travel intention by shaping perceptions of authenticity and destination image. And there has been many other studies, many other research that comes to the same conclusion. Take this one from the Journal of Tourism Management Research. Basically, the key idea derived from this article is the fact that Instagram posts influence travel decision-making and shape destination perceptions. This is because the image you create of these places in your head is completely derived from what you see online. So it completely influences how you think of the place. This leads to the same idea that tourism choices are increasingly mediated by social media, by what you see posted. So we have used scientific research to show that people travel to see places that they already know through images, and that much of these images that they see are online, because social media influencers are the one posting these places and shaping perceptions of authenticity and destination image. But we already knew that, right? Jonathan Cutler said that markers create the demand to see the real thing. Now here's where the post part comes. There's an article from the Journal of Destination Marketing and Management. They did a study where they analyzed 139,000 Instagram travel photos. The key finding? Photos of points of interest get significantly more engagement than other tourism content.
If the major points of interest are getting significantly more engagement than any other tourism content, it makes a lot of sense that these people are going to the main monuments in order to post those places. So, the most photographed historic landmarks that you see online, those are the markers, and people go to these markers to post them because these major points of interest are getting way more engagement than anything else they post. In other words, these major landmarks, the markers, are creating the demand to post the real thing, not just see it, because these posts give the most engagement, which creates the most feeling of social validation. In 2018, there was a study that used MRI brain scans to observe how people respond to social media engagement. The key finding was that receiving or giving likes activates the brain's reward system. That's including the areas linked to pleasure and reinforcement. These are the same brain circuits that are activated by money, food, other rewards like that. So in simple terms, social media engagement functions as a psychological reward similar to traditional pleasure stimuli. What does that mean? That means that people gain emotional gratification from posting and receiving engagement. So logically, we chase the posts that give us the most engagement because that is how we gain that emotional gratification. People are taking pictures of these landmarks, people are posting them because they generate more social engagement than other posts. And that is what we are searching for. We are searching for validation gained through likes, comments, reposts, shares. That is the engagement. This is further hammered home by a 2025 article called The Authenticity Challenge in Digital and Social Media in Cultural Tourism. This is another study, and the key finding was that social media algorithms actually prioritize engaging visuals over accurate cultural representation. So the social media platforms are pushing this travel content that has engaging visuals. The fact that they are pushing it is what leads to more engagement. So people get rewarded for posting these things. So they post more of it. Long story short, we as humans crave social validation. We can gain this emotional gratification by posting online and getting engagement. The posts that get the most engagement are posts of famous landmarks. We choose our destinations based on what we see online because we like to go to places that we see online. Our travel choices are mediated by what we see online. For many travelers in my generation, the value of a destination lies not only in the experience itself, but in the ability to share that experience online. In an age dominated by social media, marketers increasingly create the demand to post the real thing, and nowadays social media has transformed tourism into a form of social performance. We do not simply travel to see the world, we travel to show the world that we have seen it. Yeah, and in my experience in studying here in Florence for 2 months now, this definitely rings true. This is what gave me the idea of, looking more into this and researching it, because, I walk around Florence, the city, through the squares, the main monuments like the Palazzo Vecchio, the Duomo, and I see people constantly taking pictures. I see people doing it from different angles, spending a ton of time getting these perfect pictures. And it just gave me the idea of, hey, this is all a facade. This is all for something else. It's social media, right? We go to these places and we take pictures of them, and we don't even sit there and actually just enjoy the site anymore. And so that's what brought me here. I thought it was an interesting thing to look more into. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time you go to a place, enjoy it. Don't just get the perfect angle and the perfect shot to post it.